Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is James Sung. Again, welcome to my special lecture. I'm not sure what special about this lecture is, but hopefully you'll find it interesting, perhaps useful at the end of my lecture. I know many of you are also very interested in K-pop, so I'm going to introduce you the original K-pop that I created almost 20 years ago. And at the end of this lecture, when I have a few minutes, I'll show you my video, my version of K-pop, where the K-pop really originated from. That may be the highlight of my talk today. So until I get there, bear with me, and I'm sure you will say you know about everything that I'm going to talk about, IoT. But let me try to explain what it is, just in case you don't know. Again, Mr. Yu introduced me, and I'm going to talk about the fourth industrial evolution. Okay, some of you may wonder what the heck that is. This is a very popular buzzword in Korea since last year. And I'm going to introduce you IoT, Internet of Things, and then its examples. Okay? And you have these slides already that Mr. Yu provided a couple of days ago, and there are many references if you're interested in learning more about IoT. So, as Mr. Yu mentioned, my education background since high school is from Canada, and I joined POSTECH 1995, a little more than 23 years ago. And I had various interesting experiences, including startup U.S. company in early 2000. And I had very fortunate experience being a CTO of Korea Telecom. This is equivalent to, say, AT&T for those of you who are from U.S. Okay? So I've had many interesting, valuable experiences, and I'm here to share you some of that experience through the topic of Internet of Things. Okay. So before I talk about Internet of Things, let me talk about four industrial revolutions. And the first revolution, which was from about 18th century, mostly from Europe, okay, and in Great Britain. So as you can see, there's a steam engine powered by coal, okay. In those days, the electricity was not quite available. So they burned coal, generated steam, and then generated engines. So mechanical production, which improved the efficiency of producing things from manual, hand-oriented operation to machine-oriented operation. That was what people generally call first industrial evolution. Now, in the 19th century, the second industrial revolution came about, and it began in Europe and America, and electricity became available as we use it today, as if it's normal, right? And the electricity, as well as petroleum, gas and oil, were explored and being used to fuel the factories and things. Okay, so mass production of assembly lines, okay, which expedited and which made production more efficient. Cost is less than previous years, and this basically is called second industrial evolution. Okay. Now, the 20th century, electronics and information technology made these productions and generation of things much more efficient and less costly. Okay. So automated production, as you can see in this animation of things, in the conveyor belts, automated embedded systems, sensing, and those. Now, in the past few years, the convergence of information and communication technology, ICT in short, incorporated with the Internet of Things, which is the topic of today. But then you heard about AI, artificial intelligence, which is really consisting of, say, machine learning. You heard about machine learning, right? Computer vision, as if the computers are looking at things like we're doing, the humans seeing. And then natural language processing, speech recognition, okay, and pattern recognition. Those things combined together represent AI, artificial intelligence. Basically, making computers understand, act like human beings. That's what artificial intelligence is all about. And it has become very popular these days. And also big data. Big data is basically analyzing lots of data that is being gathered and making some sense out of it. What does it mean? Okay. With those techniques and apply to industry, apply to many things that we're familiar with. Okay. And again, that's being fueled into the AI-enabled systems, okay, which I'll show you some of them today. By the way, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to raise your hand and ask questions during my lecture. Okay, now this is a sort of wiki definition of Internet of Things, or IoT. Internetworking of things embedded with software, sensors, and network connectivity, okay, which enable these things to collect data and exchange data, which are used to analyze and generate some intelligent information. Okay. And IoT allows things to be sensed or tracked, okay, or controlled remotely, okay, and resulting in efficiency, accuracy, and less costly and benefit to the to reduced human intervention. And things include like temperature sensors. Okay, today it's very hot outside, right? It's about 35, 36 Celsius degrees. To cameras and smartphones, buses, trains, airplanes. They can all be things in the Internet of Things domain. Okay. Now, according to survey by Cisco, this is American or global network solution company, the number of things used in IoT technology was 14.4 billion in about 3 years ago, but it's expected to reach more than 50 billion devices by 2020. And IDC, a US market research company, estimates the global IoT market will grow from $1.9 trillion, which is a lot of money, right, to even bigger, $7.1 trillion by 2020. Okay? So, in a nutshell, market will be very big. So if you're working in this area, well, you could be making lots of money. Now, so you'll see these devices at the bottom. Again, refrigerators, door locks, smoke detectors, smartphones, smartwatches. They all can be things in Internet of Things. And then gateway nodes, devices that that receive data from these devices and then potentially send them up to even servers or more analytic engines, okay, to be used in, say, home automation, health services, in energy management, emergency services, and many other application areas. Now, basically all of these IoT services have a similar architecture. Okay? So on the left side, we have devices or sensors or actuators. This is called controllers. Okay? They sense things and they sense the data up to the gateways. Okay? Which then, through the internet infrastructure, into cloud servers or servers and cloud data centers. And there, these data are analyzed, okay, and generate useful information for a machine to use or for human to understand. Okay? And then human accesses these data and information through our smartphones or PCs on other devices. So basically, similar architecture. Okay? Now, I just mentioned you about this cloud and analytics engines, data analyzing software. Okay? The global companies have been producing and providing commercial services. You heard about cloud, right? Cloud has been around for about 10 years. I know most of you are using Dropbox, right? How many of you are using Dropbox? Raise your hands. About half of you. Okay. How many of you are using Google Drive? Okay, more. Okay. Then there's the Amazon cloud service and some IBM cloud service. And then KT has some cloud service in Korea. And these are becoming more popular. And you basically save your photos and videos of your family with friends. You just upload them, okay? And then when you travel to somewhere else, you just download them or share with your friends and families, right? That's what basically cloud storage is. Another aspect is cloud computing. Nowadays, many researchers and businesses need computing servers rather than paying tens of thousands of dollars at one shot to buy servers and then keeping them in cooled, humidity controlled data centers of their own. They just pay these cloud services. Amazon is #1 in the world. Microsoft is #2. You just pay, say, $10, $100, or $1,000 for the computing resources that you need for your own purpose, whether they be, for research or whether they be for providing commercial services. Okay. Nowadays, some internet games. You develop a very interesting game, and you want to provide that game service to the people around the world. Instead of buying big servers on your own, most of them buy cloud computing resources, and they just pay monthly, say $1,000 or $500, whatever resources that you use. That's what basically cloud computing and cloud storage is. Now, these cloud computing and storage providing companies, such as Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and so on, they started to develop and produce similar type of services for Internet of Things, IoT. So here are some examples. Azure IoT Suite, Amazon Web Service, IoT, and IBM Watson IoT, a Google Cloud Platform. Okay. Now, you may have heard IBM Watson for many years. What's IBM Watson? Anyone? Wonder computer. A quantum computer. Well, it's not exactly quantum computer, but Watson is known to be a AI engine or machine, intelligent computer. That you remember a few years ago, it appeared in U.S. program called Jeopardy and beat against the very smart human being quiz and things. Okay, a few years ago, it became popular. So what they're producing is they're using this Watson intelligent engine to analyze. So IBM is saying, you can use our smart engine to analyze your data. Okay? Arctic Cloud is being provided by Samsung Electronics, which is the biggest IT company in Korea, but it's also a global company selling many of interesting devices. Now, how many of you have Samsung Galaxy phones like me? Raise your hands if you're using Samsung Galaxy phone. Okay. How about iPhone? Okay, about same number. Then some Chinese phones or LG. Here's some LG 1, 2. Okay. Anyway, Samsung is number 1 in the world for smartphones right now, in total number of sales around the world. Now they are focusing on IoT and providing IoT sensors, chips, and so on. Okay, and also KT is providing platforms to make IoT applications and operations easier. And there are many other companies that are doing that around the world. Now, you may heard of these communications technology used in IoT. Bluetooth. Your smartphone has Bluetooth. You have a wireless earphone that uses Bluetooth. When you get into your mom's car, your phone gets connected to her, and then you can play your music while she wants to listen to something else, right? Zigbee, Z-Wave are also wireless communication technology. NFC, also you have that in your phone, okay? And you use that to touch, open the door, and other things. RFID and Wi-Fi, which you use in the airports, everywhere on campus, right? Which will allow you to access the internet around the world, wherever you go. Then there's the 2G, 3G, LTE, mobile wireless communication technology, okay, that you subscribe to in your home country. Then there's a Vibro, mobile WiMAX, and PLC, power line communication. You know, the power, electricity power, they also are used to transfer data. That's what basically PLC, power line communication is. And then recently, specifically for IoT, the communication service providers around the world are deploying these special networks called LoRa-based or narrowband-based IoT, Sigfox, and so on. Similar to 3G LTE for your smartphones, this network is for IoT. So when you have IoT devices, they will talk directly to these communication infrastructures, okay, around the country. Now, there are IoT standardization organizations. I'll just briefly mention two. Open Connectivity Foundation, OCF. When you go home, you have many appliance devices, right? What are some of the appliance devices that you have at home? Are you guys all from Africa? That even Africa has devices, appliances. Okay. Refrigerator. Thank you. I'm sorry? Lamps. Okay. You guys don't have any appliances at home? Nikki, what appliances do you have at home? Oh, washing machine. Well, that's good. You have refrigerator and lamps and washing machine. How about you, Michelle? What else do you have? Huh? Microwaves. Very good. Well, what else? What else? What are other appliances? Does anyone have TV at home? TV? No? Nobody? Okay. Okay. What else? So those are major appliances, right? Until recently, even until now, when you buy LG appliances, when you buy Samsung appliances, those guys don't talk to each other. When you buy Westinghouse appliances from US, and when you buy other appliances, and when you buy higher appliances from China, they don't talk to each other. Why? Because the communication protocols that they defined among their appliances from their own company, they talk to each other. So devices from Samsung, they talk to each other. Devices from LG, they talk to each other. But between the companies, no. So in order to have these devices to communicate each other, that means to send data back and forth, to send control commands back and forth, they have to understand each other. So fortunately, late last year, these two consortiums have been merged. So they are going to demonstrate in the fall devices from LG, devices from Samsung, devices from Haier, and some other major appliance companies have been working on, so you can actually monitor what's in the Samsung refrigerator and what's in the LG dishwasher and what the status of the washing machine of Haier using a single, say, smartphone application. And you can control them no matter what devices that you have. Wouldn't that be nice? That's all because of the effort by IoT standardization organizations such as this one. 1M2M is trying to do the similar thing for the telecom operators' devices. Okay, this is mostly for home appliance manufacturers, and the bottom one represents for the IoT applications and devices for the telecommunication company-oriented devices. Okay? Now, there are some terms that are similar to IoT. Ubiquitous Sensor Networks, USN, it's been around for about a dozen years. Okay? Now, machine-to-machine has been around for almost 10 years. M2M, machine-to-machine, means, again, device-to-device, appliance-to-appliance communication. Okay? And IoT, or IoE. So our topic is what? Internet of Things, right? This one is Internet of Everything. IoE. And Cloud of Things. And Web of Things. What's the difference? Well, there are certain differences, but don't worry about them. What you need to understand, they're the same thing. Same as Internet of Things. Just slightly different terms being used, developed over the years, and some terminology like Internet of Everything that's been promoted by Cisco. Same thing as Internet of Things. Okay? So terms similar to IoT, but again, sensors, communication of data, you analyze them based on what that data is, you react to that data to make control or to react to some other things, okay, basically. Now, I'll give you some of the examples for you to understand IoT a little better. Okay, Nest. This company has been around for several years. Okay, and how many of you are actually using this device at home? How many of you from US? Raise your hands. Okay, we have half dozen people. Okay. So this is a US company, a small company called Nest, that developed this smart thermostat. It's a device controlling the temperature at home. In the wintertime, you need to warm the house, right, so that people don't freeze. In the summertime, you need to cool down, okay? And sometimes at night, you need to raise it up or down. When nobody's at home, you don't need to keep the temperature down to cool things or keep the temperature up in the wintertime. That's a waste of energy, right? So this device learns the behavior of human being, the users, the people who live at home, okay? And it basically learns after a few weeks or a few months, and then it automatically adjusts the temperature for the comfort of people who live in the house that use this device. Okay? So it senses the temperature, it learns, there's the AI component in there, and then automatically adjusts. And you can also remotely set the temperature from outside when you travel. Okay? So before you go home, you can even turn the air conditioning up or even cooler, okay, or heat up or down, and so on. And smart healthcare devices. Okay? So here's an example of a fitness coach. You have sensors attached in the running shoes, and that senses your postures. Okay? And then whether this position is correct or not, you can monitor, and it can tell you whether your stances or your positions or things are correct or not. And then improved posture devices. Okay? And then there are many fitness tracking devices that keeps track of how many steps you walked, how many kilometers you walked, and what the heartbeat is, and so on. And now we have smart forks that even monitors what you're eating. Okay? And the more devices are being developed every day. And then wearable devices such as I'm wearing this Samsung GearFit device, which again keeps track of the steps that I walk, how many kilometers, and how many hours I sleep, and so on. And it measures my heartbeat as well. How many of you are wearing something similar to this right now? Nobody? What age are you living in? 19th century? 20th century? Okay. Well, there are these, you certainly heard about Google Glass, right? So there's a camera, and that it watches everything that I see and then analyzes. And the potential for the applications is just incredible. Okay? And there are many smart watches that are being developed that are becoming more smarter every day. Now, so well, we do have this in Pohang, but I have this example of Seoul map of Seoul. Most of you visited Seoul, the capital city of Seoul, the Korea, and they have hundreds of bus routes and many subway lines as well. So when you go to a bus stop, most of you able to read this? Korean? Okay. It tells you which bus number and how long it takes for that bus to arrive. Okay. This is very useful for bus riders. How many? 11 minutes? Okay, I can go to a convenience store, get a pop, and come back. I'll still have 5 minutes left. Without this information, you don't know when the next bus will come, right? So this is very useful information. And I'm sure most of the countries or places that you come from already have this. And this is a good example of IoT. Okay? Well, how does this work? Well, it works basically as follows. The buses have communication devices. Okay? They even have GPS tracking functionality in these devices. So basically, satellite up in the sky tells our GPS-enabled device exactly where you are in the world. Okay? So the bus knows where I am, where the bus is. Okay? You report that information to the bus tracking system. Okay? Or bus information system. So the bus information system in the center, they know exactly where all the buses are. Although the customers don't know where all the buses are. The bus information center, they know exactly where all the buses are because they're being tracked. Now, it uses this either 3G or LTE or WIBRO, wireless mobile communication technology, okay, as a bus travels. It reports to this information center every 40 seconds. Or it could report every 30 seconds or every minute, depending on how they set it up. Then they provide which bus is where to many of the application systems. Okay, we saw this bus information display at a bus stop. It also has communication capability. So it asks, well, when I know when my buses, the buses that will stop in this stop, okay, it asks, where are the buses coming? Where are they? Or when are they coming? Okay, it says, okay, your buses will arrive 11 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and so on. So that's how they produce this information. Okay? And then you can watch that through apps, through neighbor map applications, and many of the applications. Okay? That is through IoT system. Okay. Another one is a subway. So this is another map of subway system in Seoul. Okay. There are a dozen subway lines, and there are many cars on each line, and they are all tracked by the subway tracking system. Okay. Similarly, they communicate to the center, and then they provide that information to your app. Okay? And then you can find out exactly when the next train will arrive and how long it'll take you to travel to, say, Seoul train station from Gangnam Station. Okay? Then you go through the next, which subway line you should transfer if you cannot go directly. Another one is smart highway. On highways, there are many CCTV cameras that monitors the roads, as shown in this example. Okay, this application, mobile app, shows the map of part of Korean highway network. Okay, it's the middle of a Korean peninsula, so there are many possible routes. The green shows the cars are flowing nicely. Okay? However, there's yellow, there's some traffic. Red means it's very slow. You should try to avoid if you can. Okay? So when you're traveling long distance in Korea, when we have Thanksgiving holidays, Lunar New Year holidays, everybody travels to go hometown to see their parents and to see their relatives. The traffic in Korean highways is like this. So this provides useful information for travelers to travel more smartly so that they can get home faster. Okay? So you can actually see the actual real-time traffic on highways through the apps. Again, the cameras, CCTV cameras are sensing the traffic on highways, and it's providing that data to the center. And then through mobile apps or through websites, you can access that data directly. Okay. Smart navigation devices, they have real-time traffic information combined to provide real-time traffic to go from one location to another. So even as you travel, the traffic condition may change. There may be an accident. Then the traffic will build. Then you should avoid that. And this smart application using the IoT infrastructure will tell you to take another route to get to your destination faster. Self-driving car is another good example of Internet of Things. Okay, so Google has been working on developing a self-driving car technology. Okay, now Google is not an automobile manufacturing company like Hyundai, like Ford, like General Motors, like Toyota, right? But they've been developing self-driving technology so that the automobile manufacturers can buy or use, say, Google technology to build self-driving cars. Okay. Uber, the car sharing or taxi sharing company, right, has been using this self-driving technology or developing, and in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the United States, they have these Uber cars with many sensors. Right now, they have taxi drivers. But eventually, the idea is within 10 years or even less, the idea is not to have any taxi drivers. Cars, you call a taxi, and it'll get to you. And when you get in, no one's in there. And you just tell the app to go from one source to destination. How many of you use the Uber app? Okay, so half of you. Good. Right now, what do? You set the destination and starting point, and you call Uber taxi. It arrives okay, within a few minutes, but there's a taxi driver, right? In a few years, only a car will arrive, and you get in, and then you go and it'll automatically take you safely to your destination. That's what they're trying to get to. Okay, and so Volvo, Hyundai, and many of the companies, IT companies, are working on self-driving car and self-driving technology. Okay, so again, these cars have many sensors at the front, back, top, side, inside, hundreds of sensors. They gather data. Okay. For example, when this car is driving, it has many sensors at the front. Should I stop when there are cars? Yes, you should stop when there's cars. You should slow down on the road. When there are no cars, then you should go to the speed limit. Okay, you can drive up to speed limit. Okay. And when there's a slow car, you can change the lane and pass it. Okay. So that's all possible through sensors sensing what's ahead and then understanding, can I pass it? Yes, I can pass it. Okay. Now, smart farm with IoT. Okay. So farms are using more of these information technology, communication technology to make their farm production more efficient. Okay. So they have these sensors, devices. Let me show you a short video describing smart farm with IoT.
Smart farming technology is set to bring changes to Korean agriculture, which is struggling under the weight of an aging farming population amid rising imports. Pilot projects are underway at farms specializing in various crops with the goal of modifying the system for regional use. Our Park Se-young has the details.
At this tomato farm, the ventilation system is activated automatically when the humidity inside the greenhouse exceeds 80%. At night, a cover for ceiling and warmth unrolls on its own. The facility is making use of smart farm technology that enables customized control of greenhouses. The settings can be modified from anywhere using a computer or smartphone.
It reduces time and the inconvenience of travelling back and forth, and I worry less when I'm away because I can check on my farm anytime.
In 7 regions across the nation, farms that specialize in various crops tested the Smart Farm service as part of a year-long trial conducted by the Rural Development Administration. After the year was up, the farmers gathered to offer their feedback. 3 crops were harvested during the trial year. Chrysanthemum farmers reported a 10-day reduction in the number of days it took to get to harvest and energy savings of 35%. Grape farmers reported a reduction in grape berry cracking from 12% to 5%. Despite the benefits, participants still thought the system could use some improvement, though the RDA vowed to address their needs.
After receiving feedback on site, we can make up for the drawbacks and develop manuals for autonomous distribution of the Korean model of the system.
The RDA is set to add 7 more farms specializing in different crops next year to polish the system for use in Korea. Park Se-young, Arirang News.
Okay, so this has been happening in Korea for the past several years, and I'm sure where you come from, whether you realize or not, some of the farms are already applying this IoT technology. Why? Again, to reduce the cost, to increase productivity, okay, and to make things easier for farmers. Okay? So they can go to even watch movies sometimes, rather than being on the farm all the time. Fire monitoring. Okay, these hot, sunny days around the world, fires can happen. And when fires happen in forests and mountains, you need to detect them quickly and then send alarms to fire departments so they can come and put out. So more places are using these special sensors to sense the smokes and fire, okay, and then report to the fire departments. And then when fires happen, it can also direct the firefighters, which would be safe and fastest path to get to most severe areas and so on. Asset monitoring. I think this is a very interesting and very useful application. Now, in companies, they have computing devices, laptops, smartphones, tablets, small printers, cameras, and so on. These things are easily movable, and they disappear for many reasons. And the company owners, presidents, they don't know where they've gone. Now, it would be nice if they can be tracked and monitored. So they're developing these small, tiny sensors that are attached to these devices, and they're monitored easily, quickly, and in real time. Okay? And for example, you can put this in wallets. And we have some real products that have small chips. You put it in your wallet, and if someone steals your wallet, you can find out where your wallet is. And you can do that on your passports as well, which are very important, right? So asset monitoring. Through communication, you can monitor where they are, or where the thief is running to, and so on. And Google, of course, has been working on these IoT applications. Let's see what Google has been doing.
Good morning, Jillian. From 8 to 10 a.m., you have building shuts off the hot water.
Okay, Google, what are my reminders?
Your reminders for today are: ask Kelsey to prom.
Okay, Google, call 24/7 Lock Lads.
Okay, Google, call Kisses Plumbing.
Call Lisa.
Calling Lisa.
Hey girl, where are you?
I'm coming. I just finished the cake.
No cake. She's gluten-free right now. Just make a fruit salad. They're festive.
What are we watching here, huh? Hey, Google, play the Warriors game.
All right, playing Warriors.
100-layer challenge complete. Dude, where's my phone? Hey, Google, call Danny.
Calling Danny.
Seriously, dude?
Okay, ready? First one to laugh loses. Okay, Google, show me funny videos on YouTube.
Here you go.
Play the fourth one.
Hey Google, play my dance playlist.
Playing now.
I got rockets in my shoes.
Hey Google, play my dance playlist.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby, you're what's happening. You and your ass invited. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like.
And the Internet of Things with the AT&T for those folks from US.
We live in a world where machines are everywhere. They're local and global. And when connected to the Internet of Things, they can help transform your business. Today, building a successful IoT solution can be complex. Businesses must securely deploy the right sensors, devices, networks, and platforms. And without the right expertise, planning for all of it can be challenging. Which is why AT&T offers a complete suite of IoT solutions and services, so you can reduce development costs and increase your speed to market. Turning data into actionable information is more than just connecting devices. It takes end-to-end IT systems and services, including platforms designed to speed your development time, cloud-based data storage, and multi-layered security. With thousands of devices certified on our global network, we make it easy to choose the right device for your IoT application. So whether you're in transportation and connect via cellular with Global SIM, remote equipment using dual-mode satellite with cellular backup, or a smart city needing Wi-Fi hotspots or low-power options, we have you covered. AT&T, providing everything you need to adapt quickly and create brilliant machines. Giving you the agility you need to integrate and accelerate your business with the Internet of Things.
That's IoT promotion video from AT&T. This is one from Canada, Rogers. Let's see what they're saying about.
Have you ever stopped to think how the food on your table got there? From pick to pickup to keeping food fresh and reducing waste. How these strawberries traveled from a farmer's field to here is an interesting story. Behind the scenes, a lot of innovative technology helped make it happen. Little network sensors tracked, predicted, and controlled the journey to your plate. These capabilities are all part of the Internet of Things, or IoT, and they can deliver big results for Canadian businesses. Let's have a look. From the moment crops are planted, IoT technology is there to help the farm business flourish. When the berries hit the road, these little sensors can alert you to things that affect perishable food. In manufacturing, the same technology is ready to help you make the most of your processes, so you can remotely monitor, maintain, and automate equipment, appliances, and tanks. When it comes to a kitchen, sensors and software log temperatures and monitor equipment for you, helping reduce waste and maintain food safety. Now, we've been concentrating on strawberry production here, but the reality is IoT technology has the power to benefit businesses in any industry. In fact, it has already begun to transform Canadian businesses. That's how Rogers can help. As Canada's leading IoT provider, our turnkey solutions are ready to make it all happen with ease. We'll set up the technology and help you manage it, saving you both time and money. With us, IoT is a piece of cake, or pie. See how IoT solutions can turn little things into big opportunities. Get started with a complimentary IoT readiness assessment.
Okay, now IoT can do many things, many useful things for us, right? For farmers, for professionals, and so on. Now, there are some security problems that we should be aware of, and this is one big area of further research. Okay? For example, there hackers have demonstrated first ransomware for IoT thermostats. They keep raising the temperature of someone's thermostat and then asking for money. Otherwise, they will continue to raise the thermostat and make you feel like you were in a furnace or something. Okay? Recently, there's a Jeep, the American car, has been hacked by hackers to control motors and things. This is very dangerous, right? And I will not spell it. I just covered it because even road signs and road displays like this is an example of hacking of these and displaying these funny messages instead of the proper messages. Again, because these devices and communication and so on, they can be hacked. So we need to ensure the security of these devices as well as communication, okay, to prevent these kind of misbehaviors. Okay, so I believe IoT makes our lives more comfortable and convenient, safer, more enjoyable. I think that's what IoT can do for us, for our healthier lives. Okay? But for factories and companies, this definitely will increase productivity and efficiency to lower the cost and increase their productivity. So to conclude, I hope I have relayed what IoT is to you, so you have a little better understanding of Internet of Things. But then you might say, isn't everything IoT? Well, you could say almost everything is IoT. And almost new services that you will experience and you will use wherever you go will be some kind of IoT. Okay? And here we will see more artificial intelligence techniques, more big data analytics applied so that they get smarter, okay, become more automatic, safer. That's what we're hoping. Now, I teach IoT course at POSTECH. I've been doing that for 2 years, once a year, fall term. And all my course lectures and interesting videos and examples and so on, you can find from my course website. It's free, it's available, you don't have to take my courses. Okay? So there are references, IoT development kit, self-driving car examples, forest fire alarm, and smart thermostat, smart healthcare, asset monitoring, smart farm, IoT cloud software analytics platforms, and IoT standardization organization, and Google, AT&T, Verizon, Bell Canada, Rogers, TELUS example promotion sites, Amazon, Apple, and other useful URLs are provided. Okay? Again, as I promised, I will show you the origin of K-pop. Okay? And this is what it is. This was almost 19 years ago. This is how I looked 19 years ago. How many of you know Kang Ho-dong? Kang Ho-dong. He's a comedian, he's a MC, very popular entertainer. Almost as popular as Psy. More popular than Psy before Psy came out with this interesting music video. So Kang Ho-dong is a very popular entertainer, and this, about 19 years ago, he was very beginning of the entertainment business. So I could say I made him famous. So anyway, have a look.
조연춘 학생입니다. 이번에도 교수님인가 봐요?
어디에서 나오신 누구십니까?
아, 역시 인기 좋은 교수님인가 봐요.
전자계산이면 전기로 이렇게 계산 전자계산기
이름은 전자계산학과지만은
예.
저희가 하는 거는 컴퓨터 관련된 뭐 소프트웨어 개발하는 거라든가 뭐 컴퓨터 디자인 목적으로 다 하고
호동 씨
있죠.
걱정됩니다 지금. 호동 씨의 표정.
저희들은 컴퓨터
발음이 좀 잘 안 좋으신 것 같아요.
컴퓨터.
잘생긴 학생들은 제 연구실 대학원생들 같아요.
학생들이 아니군요. 네, 해변으로 가요가 댄스곡으로.
네, 축구 유니폼 입고 나왔습니다.
포항으로 가요, 본대로 가요로 해주세요.
저희들이
별이 쏟아지는 포항으로 가요. 젊음이 넘치는 포항으로 가요. 달콤한 사랑을 속삭여줘요. 연인들의
준비를 상당히 많이 했죠?
많이 했네요 아주.
대학 특유의 그 단합이 나옵니다.
말을 안 해도 나는 행복에 불타는 학구열 처음으로 느꼈네. 한국의 수제들 끝없이 모여라. 별이 쏟아지는 포항으로 가요. 젊음이 넘치는 포항으로 가요. 달콤한 사랑을 Well, there you go. Thank you. So, do you all believe this is the origin of K-pop? So, there were 4 dancers that I hired. Well, they were my graduate students. And one is a professor at Korea University. One is a senior software engineer at Google. One is a general in the Korean military, 1-star, and another person is a CEO of a startup venture company in Korea. So I use them as my back dancers. So one important aspect that I like to emphasize is your idea, innovative idea. Because whether you have a startup or not, when you go back to your university, take courses, if you have innovative ideas. I've shown you some examples of IoT, and I'm sure you've experienced other examples in your life. Okay? Whether you can change lives of, people around the world, or whether you can make lots of money or not, depends on smart, innovative ideas. So continue to think about what would be useful for me to have, or for our people to have, or for others, for people with disabilities, people who cannot see, people with learning disabilities, in poor countries without water, and so on. There's so many things that you can do. Some innovative ideas, using the technologies that are being developed for IoT applications, you can change the world. Anyway, let me stop here. I want to thank you for attending my talk, and I hope your visit to POSTECH will be memorable, and enjoy rest of your visit to POSTECH and Korea. Thank you.